Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, we should offer our respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, unto Nara Narayan Rishi, the supremest human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. So we're going to read this morning from Canto 1, Chapter 13, which is called Dhritarashtra Quits Home, text number 11. Please repeat this verse after me, line by line. Opina suhridastata Bandava Krishna Devata Drishta Shruta Vayodava Swapuryam Sukhamasate Apina Suhridastata Bandava Krishna Devata Drishta Shruta Vayadava Swapuryam Sukhamasate Apina Suhridastata Bandava Krishna Devata Drishta Shruta Vayadava Swapuryam Sukhamasate. Opinasuridastata Bandava Krishna Devata Drishta Shruta Vayadava Sapuryam Sukhamasate. Mukam Kroti Vachalam Bangam Langayate Ganim Yatkipataram Mande Shri Gurun Ginataranam. So Srila Prabhupada focuses in the purport on the word Krishna Devata. This means the devotees of Krishna, and particularly Srila Prabhupada focuses on the characteristic of their being always absorbed in the service of Krishna. And this mentality to be absorbed in Krishna service distinguishes the Krishna Devata, the devotees of the Lord, from the opposition. The opposition means the demons. The demons are absorbed also, but they're absorbed in envy of Krishna. So there is a verse Srila Prabhupada quotes in different purports from Padma Purana, which explains this difference between devotees and demons. The verse states, Dval vimo loke sargosmin daiva asura evacha Vishnu bhakti smrito daiva asurya tat viparyaha. So, this verse means that since the beginning of creation, for the entire existence of this universe, one finds in this universe two categories of beings. The devas, demigods or devotees, and the asuras, the demons. So what is a devata? A Krishna devata. So it is very nicely explained. Vishnu bhakti smrito daiva. The devas are the devotees of Vishnu or Krishna. Vishnu bhakti. So they are endowed, they are blessed with the quality of bhakti. The mood of exclusive devotion to the lotus feet of the Lord. And on the other side, asurya tat viparya, the asuras, the demons, their mood is always opposite. It's always opposed to the mood of the devotees. In explaining this verse, Srila Prabhupada said that there is a very nice illustration of the full meaning of this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It is seen in the pastime of the churning of the milk ocean. As you must know, one time, a long time ago, many aeons ago, both the demigods and demons, under the direction of Lord Vishnu, they churned the ocean of milk to produce amrit, life-giving nectar. Many aeons ago. Aeon means ages. So this amrita, this nectar, is actually meant for the demigods, not for the demons. And this is always the Lord's plan. Yet the Lord engaged the demons to also help. He also put them to work to churn out this nectar. But the Lord did not want that the demons would get the nectar after doing all this hard work. So, therefore, Lord Krishna cheated the demons by assuming the form of Mohini Murti, form of a charming woman. Srila Prabhupada said that we can only try to imagine how beautiful Mohini Murti must have been, because Krishna is all attractive. He's the source of all beauty. And we can see how naturally beautiful women are. They're naturally endowed with beauty. But when the all-attractive Lord, the source of all beauty, takes this form of woman, then how beautiful Mohini Murti must have been. So, when Mohini Murti appeared there in the assembly of demigods and demons, then immediately the opposition of their mentality was displayed. The demigods, although they could also see the Mohini Murti and they could see that she was so beautiful, they knew that this is the mystic display, the display of the mystic opulence of Krishna. So they remained very grave and reverential and sense-controlled. But the demons were immediately enamored. They immediately were charmed by Mohini Murti's beauty. And in fact, they surrendered to her. She picked up the pot of nectar, which they had just churned, and she said, "If you don't mind, I will distribute this." And the demons, they said, "Yes, very good." So being bewildered by her beautiful form, her sweet glances, her nice voice, and she was also dancing very attractively. So the demons, they simply watched as she gave all the nectar to the demigods. And they were just enchanted, seeing her moving about. And that to them was enough pleasure. They didn't care that the nectar had been given away to their enemies, their eternal enemies. This means that they lost all good sense by seeing the form of Mohini Murti. Mm-hmm. So, woman, form of woman, and also wealth, money. This is classified as Shakti. It is energy, energy of God. Sri Krishna has one name, Srinivas. Srinivas means he is the Nivas. Nivas means shelter or the abode. Nivas actually means abode. He is the abode of Shri. So Shri is the goddess of fortune. Goddess of fortune is the Lord's spiritual energy in female form. You explain what Nivas means? Okay. So, Goddess Shri, Goddess Lakshmi, is always, is eternally taking shelter of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So she is personification of feminine beauty, original feminine beauties, which is spiritual. And she's the goddess of all wealth. And she's the exclusive property of Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the possessor of all opulences, Sri Krishna. So the demons, as we've explained, are envious of Krishna. So this means their mentality is that they want to kill Krishna, because whenever Krishna comes, that is their campaign. They always try to kill the Lord. And they want to kidnap, they want to possess the Lord's opulence in the form of Lakshmi Devi. But the result of this attempt is simply that they are bewildered. Just as when Krishna showed this Mohini Murti form, all the demons were bewildered and cheated. Similarly, Ravana, he was bewildered and cheated. He tried to possess Sita Devi. And similarly, the little demons in this world today, they're also bewildered and cheated by the material expansions of Lakshmi Devi in the form of female embodied souls. So one who becomes agitated in the presence of the Lord Shakti in the form of woman and money is no Krishna Devata or Vishnu Bhakta. Because Vishnu Bhakta, Krishna Devata, is absorbed in bhakti, in devotion to Krishna. His mentality is to simply serve Krishna. And he sees these energies, the Shakti, as meant only for Krishna's service, nothing else. He has no conception of any other use for woman and money except in Krishna's service. Therefore, such devotee worships the transcendental form of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Radha is the Adya Shakti, the original energy of Krishna, who is the Adi Purusha, the original enjoyer. And in this worship of Sri Sri Radha Krishna, the devotees, they make offerings of all the opulences that by Krishna's grace come under their care. That is the understanding, that everything that is opulent, everything that is enjoyable, everything that is nice is meant for the pleasure of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Including women and money. That has been the tradition in Vishnu worship since time immemorial. One can still see in India, South India, very grand, of course they're now not kept up so nicely, but anyway, very grand Vishnu temples. These temples were built by great kings, and the kings would use their power, their wealth. They would employ power and wealth, everything they had, in the service of the deity. And the kings would give to the deity beautiful young girls that they would collect from their kingdom. They have a kingdom, so big population, so many beautiful young girls would be collected together. Girls who had been taught to dance and to do other singing and other sorts of services like that. And these girls would be known as Devi Dasis. And they would even be married to the deity, or they would be understood to be the property of the deity. And they were part of temple paraphernalia. And they would come out on festive occasions and they would dance before the deity. They were the maidservants of the deity. So when Srila Prabhupada established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, then by Krishna's grace also, so much wealth and so many women, they came to him. And he did the same. He engaged all the wealth in the service of the deity, in this mission, Krishna's mission, Lord Chaitanya's mission. And the women he initiated as Devi Dasi, Krishna Devi Dasi, and so on, and engaged them in the service of the Lord. But if one is not devoted to Krishna, if one's heart is not surrendered to the service of Krishna, then the Shakti, woman and money, becomes source of agitation. That is the essence of the demoniac mentality. That agitation means that one is thinking that these things can be enjoyed by me. But there is no enjoyment. Simply one falls victim to Maya, to illusion. So another illustration of the difference between mentality of devotee and non-devotee is in Prabhupada's explanation of the words dhira and adhira. Dhira, this is the quality of a devotee. Dhira means sober, self-controlled. And adhira means extravagant, means a person who is very lusty, very easily agitated by the objects of the senses. And Srila Prabhupada would often cite a work called Kumar Sambhava. It's a book of, it's a poem, a kind of epic poem written by a famous Kavi means poet, named Kalidas. Sambhava. So the poem is about the birth of the son of Lord Shiva, Kartikeya, who is the general of the demigods. So the demigods were in need of a great general in their war against the demons. So they thought that a general or a personality who would be fathered by Lord Shiva, he would be the most powerful general, and no one would be able to oppose him in battle. So they thought, because Lord Shiva is a great yogi, and at that time he was engaged in severe austerities. So they were thinking that we will have to send a very beautiful young girl to attract Lord Shiva's mind, so that from their union this child will be born. So they selected Parvati Devi, the most beautiful heavenly maiden, and they told her to go to Lord Shiva's abode and to try to disturb him with sexual desires. But although Lord Shiva was alone, he was because he's a yogi in meditation at that time, he had no dress. He was not dressed at all. He was sitting in yoga posture, and this beautiful young girl came to him. There was no one else around, and she was trying so many ways to disturb him. Still, he remained dhira. He remained totally self-controlled. Now, of course, in the end, Lord Shiva did father. He did become the father of Kartikeya, and the mother was Parvati. But it was not that he was allured into this relationship by the charms of Parvati. No, he became the father of Kartikeya because it was the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then only did he break his meditation for that purpose. So, Srila Rupa Goswami defines this as real renunciation. There's that famous verse from the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anasaktasya Vishayan, Yatarham Apiyunjita, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, Yukta Vairagya Uchite, which explains Yukta Vairagya, means the real Vairagya, the real renunciation. So, the verse states, Anasaktasya Vishayan, that a devotee, he does not renounce the objects of the senses. Because they can be used in Krishna's service. But what he renounces is the attraction to enjoy these objects of the senses. Although, if the Lord wants, he may also enjoy them. As in the case of Lord Shiva with Parvati Devi. Or Prabhupada, in explaining this verse, he spoke of Krishna conscious household life, the Grihastha ashram. So in Grihastha ashram, there is also sex, but that is only for the production of nice children, Krishna conscious children. It is not impelled by agitation for material sense enjoyment. For this material sense gratification, it is not the sukha. Sukha means happiness. It is not the happiness of a devotee. That type of sukha is the happiness of the non-devotees. So you see in this verse, the last line, Sva Puryam Sukham. So, Svapurya is stating, that means that the devotees of the Lord in Dwarka, they had very nice residential palaces. Dwarka, the city of Lord Krishna on the western coast of India, was the most opulent city in the whole universe. Because even demigods such as Brahma and Indra, they would leave their opulent heavenly palaces to come and see the unparalleled opulence of Dwarka on earth. So the inhabitants of Dwarka are the most opulent persons, the most opulent beings in the whole universe. And it says, Svapuryam Sukham. They are enjoying in these beautiful residential quarters. But that we should not misunderstand. That happiness that they're enjoying is not the happiness of material sense gratification. Although certainly that would be the first thing that an ordinary human being would think of if he was placed in such opulent conditions. Just like in Mayapur Dham, in the ISKCON land, ISKCON area, where the great city of Mayapur is to be built. They're constructing, now it is very close to completion, the Srila Prabhupada Samadhi, which is the first really great opulent structure there in the city. Huge dome. Already it's one of the biggest structures in all of India. But when that temple, the main temple, is completed, that big dome will appear to be very small compared to that. So of course many people, many Bengalis, local people, they come to see this structure, Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi Mandir. And very often they're coming in couples, young boy, young girl, and they go into the samadhi, and then they try to find some quiet place in the samadhi for sense enjoyment. And the devotees come along and throw them out. Now, this is the mentality of animals, actually. This is like once in Vrindavan, the Vrindavan Krishna Balaram Mandir, my godbrother Dhananjaya, Srila Prabhupada's first English disciple, he was for some years the temple commander of Krishna Balaram Mandir. So one day, Srila Prabhupada summoned him to his room. And Srila Prabhupada was very angry. And Srila Prabhupada was, as soon as Dhananjaya came, he was immediately chastising him that you are managing this place and you do not know that illicit sex is going on in Krishna Balaram Mandir. So Dhananjaya was very shocked to hear this. Illicit sex going on here? And then Srila Prabhupada pointed to the rafters. You know what rafters are? Oh. Okay. Anyway, some place there was in Prabhupada's quarters. There was a place above in the ceiling where some little corner where some birds had made a nest, pigeons. And so Prabhupada pointed there, and the pigeons were at that time, they were in the nest and they were making that, they were having their sex enjoyment. And Prabhupada pointed and said, illicit sex. So, whenever there are nice, opulent surroundings, then creatures of very low and uncontrolled mentality, they will try to take advantage for their own sense enjoyment. So they are adhira. Adhira means they are not self-controlled. They are very easily agitated by material desires. But the devotees in Dwarka, Svapuryam Sukham, they were enjoying in the midst of such opulence. But that was not material sense enjoyment. So what was that sukha? What was their happiness? Bhajaniya. Bhajan. Bhajan means worship or service to the Lord. Bhajaniya Parama Purusha Sukham Matra Sa Sukadvam. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained the happiness, the sukha of a devotee in this nice way, that the happiness of a devotee is to see that Krishna is happy, Krishna is enjoying. And in supplying Krishna happiness, pleasure, all the opulences available may be used. Woman, money, whatever there may be, nice foodstuffs, everything the devotee employs to give Krishna sukha, happiness. This is why here in our Sophia temple we have asked Premarasa Prabhu to come and invite Sri Sri Gauranitai to appear so that the devotees here may worship Gauranitai, supply them with all nice things. As devotees, our only business is to increase the Lord's happiness more and more and more. And in return, the Lord blesses us with pure enjoyment. Just like that song by Lochan Das Thakur, Parama Karuna, Pahudvijan, Nitai Goda Chandra, Soba Avatara, Sara Shiromani, Kevala Anandakanda. So this song is saying that Sri Sri Gauranitai, Parama Karuna, Pahudvijan, Nitai Goda Chandra. So Sri Sri Gauranitai have appeared, bestowing upon us the greatest mercy, Parama Karuna. There is no comparison to this mercy that they are giving. Out of all avatars, out of all forms of the Lord, they are the most merciful. And they are bestowing upon their worshippers. The worshippers, anyone who worships Sri Sri Gauranitai is blessed with Kaivala Ananda. Kaivala Ananda means pure bliss, pure happiness. How can one be blessed by this Kevala Ananda? So, the process of service of Sri Sri Gauranitai is Sankirtan. This is their movement, the Sankirtan movement. So, the worshippers of Sri Sri Gauranitai, their effort is to go out among the population of Adhira, of disturbed, agitated, fallen souls, and encourage them, entice them somehow or other to also take up the worship of Sri Sri Gauranitai. And this is done by congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord in public, Sankirtan, also by book distribution, also by prasadam distribution, also by public preaching programs. So many ways. Actually, there are unlimited ways. And because, as we explained, the Lord's Shakti is everything. So everything may be engaged in the Lord's service for the purpose of Sankirtan. So one who makes this sincere attempt, then he's awarded by the Lord by Sankirtan Sukha. He actually enjoys Sankirtan. One who enjoys Sankirtan is one who has received the special blessings of Sri Sri Gauranitai. And he becomes empowered by the Lord to distribute this nectar that he's tasting to others. And when they taste nectar, then they also become convinced, yes, I must become a servant of Sri Sri Gauranitai. So the opposite of Sankirtan Sukha is Samsara Sukha. Those who cannot taste Sankirtan Sukha, they are forced to taste the Samsara Sukha. And actually, this term Samsara, it has different meanings, which are all very explanatory. It means they help us to understand the subject more fully. So the word samsara, the primary meaning that we all know, means the cycle of birth and death. But another meaning to the word means the circle, because samsara it's indicating a circle. The circle of one's material association, the circle of one's family and friends. So, therefore, another meaning to samsara sukha means the enjoyment of household life, the enjoyment of mundane family relationships. So that's the essence of material life. Attraction between man and woman, production of children, then, you see, maintaining all the cute screaming babies. This materialistic people take to be sukha, happiness. But it is actually simply the means to turn the wheel of birth and death. It is the process. This pursuing of material pleasures in household life is the very process of turning the wheel of birth and death. This samsara chakra. So the pleasure of devotee is Sankirtan Sukha. Sang, this prefix sang also, it's giving the idea of a group, just like a family group. But Sankirtan, that group, that family group or association are engaged in glorification of the Lord. Sankirtan Sukha, and that is their pleasure. So in the Krishna consciousness movement, there is also household life. Devotees get married, they have children. But samsara is not their sukha. Sankirtan is their sukha. But sometimes new devotees experience some difficulty in tasting this Sankirtan Sukha, this pleasure of Sankirtan. Indeed, they find themselves becoming agitated by women, money, and also by the enviousness of the non-devotees. The non-devotees, they envy the devotees because they see this Hare Krishna movement. They're having so many nice girls in their movement. They're having so much money, living in a nice place in the center of Sofia. They're not working. We have to work hard in factory. We can't live in such a nice place. These rascals, they're cheating us. So this is a kind of indirect agitation that a devotee may feel. It's also, the origin is woman and money, but the agitation has been reflected. It's like a reflection from the demons. It reflects from the hearts of the demons back on the devotee in the form of enviousness. And then he feels agitated because they're accusing him. Sometimes they're threatening him. I will beat you, you rascal. You sell these books, you cheat the people. And then you're enjoying women and money, rascal. So then the devotee, he doesn't feel so blissful. He doesn't experience Sankirtan Sukha, he experiences Sankirtan Dukkha. So this dukkha, this suffering that some devotees experience, it is not actually being caused by the Sankirtan. It is rather arising from our anarthas, our hidden attachments in the heart. by these anarthas, we're either directly or indirectly, we remain attached to enjoying the Shakti of Krishna. So therefore, Maya Devi, she is the protectress. She's the protectress of pure devotion. That's her business. Her business is to filter out all impurities. If someone who is impure in heart tries to enter the realm of pure devotional service, Maya Devi discovers that person, finds him out, and gives him trouble. We were saying yesterday, pinching the heart. So she pinches the heart. So then the Sankirtan devotee, the heart, he feels this pinching of heart. He feels maybe lusty desire, or he feels anger when he's being given trouble. Sometimes he'll feel angry, and this is not transcendental anger, because that anger, it disturbs his service so much. So then how to get free of these anarthas? So that is explained. Bhajana Kriya. We've already explained the meaning of bhajan. Bhajan means the service of the Lord, the worship of the Lord. And Kriya, Bhajana Kriya. Kriya means practice. So one has to practice the regulated service of Krishna. Sadhana bhakti. One means, Bhajana Kriya means one has to be strictly engaged in giving happiness to Krishna under all circumstances. Whether we ourselves are feeling happy or not, we must see that giving happiness to Krishna is our duty. And by that austerity of setting aside our own likes and dislikes and endeavoring to please Krishna, we are purified at heart. And moreover, we are protected by Krishna from this pinching of the heart. So one who is protected by Krishna, then by Krishna's grace, he also is dhira. He's dhira, not in exactly the same way as a powerful person like Lord Shiva is dhira, because Lord Shiva is Yogeshwar. He's the master of yoga mysticism. But we are helpless. We are helpless. We'll never come to the point of dhira by our own strength. But if one is protected by Krishna, then he's also dhira, because no agitation can touch him. So we are small and helpless, and the Lord's energies, the Lord's Shakti is so powerful, so overwhelming. But still, if we are practiced to give pleasure to Krishna, then Krishna protects us from being overwhelmed by his all-powerful Shakti. Just like there's one little bird. When crocodiles come out of the water and they sun themselves on the bank, they open their big gaping mouths full of big teeth. And one little bird comes along. There's a kind of bird. It comes along to clean the teeth of the crocodiles. So the bird goes right in the mouth, the open mouth, and is picking between the teeth, picking out all the food, and sometimes there are also worms that get in the teeth, and they eat those worms. And the crocodile, he never snaps his mouth shut, although there's a bird inside his mouth. Why? Because the bird is giving the crocodile happiness. The crocodile is happy. This bird is cleaning my teeth, so let him go on with that service. It's very nice. So similarly, Krishna combined with his Shakti in the, for instance, the universal form, Vishvarupa. This is a very, very fearsome appearance of the Lord. Arjuna was so afraid, seeing all these energies, these cosmic energies of Krishna, flaming in all directions, burning up the whole universe. Arjuna saw all living entities rushing into these flames. Just like the insects at night, if there's an open flame, they rush into it. They think, oh, very nice, light, let us see, let us go close. And they fly right in and they're burned. So Krishna's Shakti is like that. For those who are adhira, those who are disturbed by material lusty desires, they are consumed by Krishna's energy. They fly right into it. And they are burned up. Even great personalities, great demigods, great demons, in the end they are consumed by the fire of Krishna's devastating Shakti. But when one sincerely tries to serve Krishna, to please Krishna, then he, as I explained in the beginning, he serves Krishna's Adya Shakti, the original Shakti, which is the Shakti of pure devotion, Srimati Radharani. This Mahamaya, this great illusory energy, is personified by goddess Kali. She's very most ferocious, with long teeth and long tongue, garlanded by severed human heads. These are the heads of all the demons who come to try to enjoy her. She has 10 arms, and in each arm there is some kind of weapon, including one big chopper. So when the demons come to enjoy her, she cuts off the head and she ties it onto a garland. But this feature, goddess Kali, the Mahamaya, she is only a face of Srimati Radharani, the original Shakti of Krishna, the face that is shown to the Adhira, the agitated materialists. That is all they can see of Krishna's Shakti. But those who are simple devotees, who are sincere, who simply want to serve Krishna's happiness, then they can know Krishna's Shakti as Srimati Radharani, who is eternal, fresh young girl with blooming lotus eyes and a sweet smile. She is the most expert in pleasing Krishna. So those who want to please Krishna, they simply have to follow in her footsteps. She will show the way. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is the combined form of Radha and Krishna. Yeah. And Lord Nityananda, Lord Nitai, he is Krishna's expansion, first expansion, who is the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master who brings the fallen, conditioned souls to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, who is none other than Sri Sri Radha Krishna. So those who serve Sri Sri Gauranitai, they are blessed with this Kevala Ananda, this pure bliss, which lifts them out of the dirt, of the filth, of material sense pleasures, so-called pleasures. lifts them out of the filth, the dirt of so-called material so-called pleasures, sense gratification. And thus, those who strive to serve Sri Sri Gauranitai are restored to their original transcendental position as eternal servants of Radha and Krishna. So it's almost 9 o'clock. I will stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.